Alright, well, we got 2 games to review, and we got 4 games to preview, so we're gonna get into it, like, right away here. Today, by the way, this video is probably not gonna be up until, like, after around 12:30 EST, which is when Florida versus Tampa starts. But this is recorded, like, right after the Boston Bruins and the Toronto Maple Leafs game. So yeah, let's get into it. So I was able to catch the Isles and their Hurricanes. Evgeny Kuznetsov wings up high, less than 2 minutes in, a power play goal. I thought it was most certainly tipped in front, but no, it beat Varlamov clean, short side. And he got Kyle McLean loose puck in front, scores. And then nothing really happened in the second other than like a few like really good saves by the goalies. And then third period starts off Anderson with an absolute phenomenal save. And Stefan Nozen puts one in on the rebound, which will be the game winner. And then Martin Nikis puts in the empty net. So really, like, good stuff for the Canes. I predicted that they will take game 1. I do think the Isles will take game 2. I think they're gonna have a good response to this. Last year, I know the Isles also lost game 1 and game 2, but this year I feel like it's gonna be different. They're gonna come out with more like heart and soul for that game. Yeah, I feel like they are gonna do really good on Monday. So Freddie Anderson looked phenomenal, getting the second star of the game. Kuznetsov got first, and Brady Shea, I did predict he would take a big step up here in the postseason. He had 2 assists, 1 shot on net. He was a +2. Good shot down. And also, Brady Shea drew the penalty that Kuznetsov scored on. He drew it. And he also got an assist. So, yeah, real good stuff from him. Yeah. So, depth from the Hurricanes were showing up a little too. Frederick Anderson, man. Freddie, former Leaf goalie, man. I wanted to keep him so bad. He's so good. And he was just phenomenal in this game. All around phenomenal. I still do believe the Canes will take the series. But he was on fire for this game. Second star deserved. I mean, first star probably actually deserved. Making that crazy save in the third period, I think that would deserve first star. Because who knows, would the Canes have even scored? Because the momentum could have gone to the Isles if he didn't make that save. So, man, Freddie shut the door when he needed to. That loose puck goal by Kyle McLean, I mean, not much he could do. No chance. It's really unlikely that like you can make a save like that when the puck's loose. Yeah, that's gonna do it for that quick review. Now we're gonna get into Boston and the Leafs. John Beecher gets one tapping in. Swayman was phenomenal this game. If I were Jim Montgomery, I would start him the next game. Like obviously I want the Leafs to win. Obviously that's where I stand. Like I'm a Leaf fan. Yeah. Nick Robertson had a great chance, but Swayman with an absolute shutdown. Not really much else in the first period. Then we go to the second, and you got Austin Matthews with a good chance. High speed into the zone from a sharp angle, a shot, but it goes off the post. His 12th post in the postseason since 2017. Wow. And then just 2 minutes later, Brandon Carlo, weird one time I would want Samsonov to have that. Uh, Short side 1T. Yeah, not great from Sammy. And then DeBrusque double dips on two different power plays. McAvoy and Marchand both assisted on both. They both got primary and secondary assists. That would do it for the second. The Leafs would get a power play at the end, but no. And then next period, David Camp kicks in. He scores on a rebound, exactly who everyone expects to score. The first goal of the playoffs for the Leafs, exactly who we expect. And then Trent Frederick, an empty netter. The Leafs did start playing with a lot more energy. If they could just play like the energy that they were playing with in the third was definitely their best period out of all in the game. They also had quality chances in the first, but the third was definitely the best that we played. If we could play like the third period the whole time, then like if we didn't pull their empty net, they probably wouldn't have scored in the third. So it looks like we are still playing a good game. Like the Leafs aren't even doing uh anything wrong in the third, except for one penalty by McCabe, which he really gave up our more momentum. I felt like that was a little bit of a soft call by the officials, but yeah. So yeah, if the Leafs can play like the third period on Monday, um, the whole game, I'd see them taking game two. I feel like the Leafs are also going to respond like the Isles. They're going to take game two and game three. Like we saw them do this against Tampa. Same position. They lost by 4 last year against Tampa. They lost by 4 this year against Boston. We'll see how they respond. It's gonna be interesting. Yep. So that's gonna do it for that. For those two reviews. Now we get into the Lightning and the Panthers. 12 p.m. 12:30 p.m. EST tomorrow. I'm recording this around like 11 p.m. Eastern. Uh, Tonight, right after like the Leafs and Bruins game. So yeah, about 13 and a half hours away. The Lightning and the Panthers. Man, this is going to be an interesting battle. Lightning probably got the Hart Trophy winner Nikita Kucherov. I want Matthews to take it, but I think Kuch is going to have it. They basically got him 144 points, but then the Panthers they have such good depth, and like you also got Sergei Bobrovsky and Anthony Stolar, so I think are like the best tandem in the league right now. So I do think Sergei Bobrovsky is most likely to start against Andrei Vasilevsky. But Stolars, he could definitely be next year here. It's kind of crazy. Like, if Bobrovsky didn't come in last year against Boston, the Florida Panthers would have never found their game. Like, he made that crazy breakaway save on Marchand last year. He's been good. Like, him playoff hockey is good. Not to say Bobrovsky, he is one good player. Or goalie, whatever you want to call. Yep. So I do feel like Bobrovsky, he's gonna take a step up, but also Vasilevsky, he can play playoff hockey. I think this series is gonna be more of a goalie battle. We could see a couple shutouts in this series. I do see the Panthers taking this series in 7. It is gonna be a close one, but I would say Panthers in 7 against the Lightning. This game, I actually do expect the Lightning to pull through, take that early edge on the Panthers. The Lightning are a decent game one team. I mean, 2 years ago they lost to us, but then last year they opened up the series strong against us in Toronto. But I do see the Lightning taking it. I do see Kucherov putting up like another 3-point or 2-point game. it is going to be a goalie battle. I predict a low scoring 2-1 game most likely, or maybe even 1-0, depending. But yeah, I do think Panthers in 7 though for this series, and it's going to be a hard fought game, man. I'm going to make sure I catch that one. It's going to be a nice one to catch. And next up, we have Washington and the Rangers. I think a lot of people think that this is going to be a lopsided one, but I don't think so. I do still think the Rangers are going to beat Washington in 6. I think Washington might grab wins. So I think what's going to happen here, I got the Rangers. The Rangers will go up 2-0 in the series, and Washington's going to respond with one. And the Rangers are going to go up 3-1. Washington's going to get one in Game 5, and then the Rangers are going to take Game 6 and the series. The Rangers having a well-structured team. Last year they choked a 2-0 series lead over against the Devils, and then lost the series in 7. But I think they do have the materials this year to go a long way to the conference finals. Hopefully the Leafs beat them. If I'm being realistic, I think it's going to be them or Carolina or Florida. Those are my picks for the teams who are like possibly to come out of the East, or Boston. If I'm not being biased to the Leafs, but I do want the Leafs obviously to come out. Yeah. So I think the Rangers, Shesterkin's gonna step up this series. But Charlie Lindgren's actually been nice. So if Charlie Lindgren could be stable in between the pipes, I do see the Capitals taking this one. If he can be stable. But if Shesterkin and Lindgren are both stable, I do think that we are going to see the Rangers take this one. If both of them are playing the same levels of hockey, I do see the Rangers. The Rangers are overall a more complete team. You got Jacob Trouba, Adam Fox on the back end, and then you got people like Artemi Panarin, Mika Zibanejad on the forward group. So yeah, you got a good forward group if you're the Rangers. And then you could put in Matt Rempe. But then also, if the Caps can get consistent, uh, like if the Caps can get like a goal from Alex Ovechkin, like a few goals, it could be a completely different series. Like you also got like people like Chris Kreider, Vincent Trocheck for the Rangers. Like they're a super complete team. The defense is also nice with Brian Lindgren, Andre Miller. Like the main piece for the Washington D is John Carlson. So it looks like it will most likely be Charlie Lindgren versus Igor Shesterkin for this matchup. It's going to be a nice one, though, I feel like. But I see the Rangers pulling away with a blowout win. So, yeah, that's how I expect this game to be. That's why I'm saying this. No stream. We are not a lot of streams are gonna happen now, as there's gonna be a lot more podcast episodes. No podcast episode to uh, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then you got, and then we're gonna go back to like the daily podcast for the playoffs. Yeah. So now let's move on to the Avs and the Jets. This one, it's gonna be interesting. The Jets have home ice advantage. I do see the Avs taking this one though. Nathan McKinnon, I do see him going like absolutely insane against the Jets. But then also Connor Hellebuyck could be a huge X factor for the Jets. Alexander Georgiev has looked very questionable at certain points in between the pipes this season. The Jets, if the Connor Hellebuck could just be stable, and then their forward group can deliver. Like if Hellebuck allows like maybe 2 or 3 goals max, in this one I do see the Jets taking it. But for game one, I do see the Avs actually taking it. This series, my series prediction is actually the Jets in 7. A hard fought series. They do take game 7 4-3 in overtime off of Kyle Connor overtime winner. I don't know why I just randomly predicted that. Imagine if it comes true, I'm gonna be called a psychic. I'm gonna be called the man who can predict time. Like it's kinda crazy if it actually does happen. Yeah, it's gonna be a hard fought series all over. Like you really know. Both of these teams are gonna fight for it. And I do say that McKinnon is gonna be huge in the series for the Avs, giving the Avs a possibility of a win. Yeah. If the Avs can roll, like if a team wins 2 games in a row to start the series, I feel like they are gonna take it. But for game one here for the Avs and the Jets, it's gonna be interesting. If Connor Hellebuck can play his game, he's been phenomenal all season long, possibly and most likely the Vezina winner. I think he'll like be a huge X factor here for the Jets in this series. But for this game, yeah, I would say the Avs taking it. They have normally come out strong in game ones. The Jets did come out strong in game one last year, the only game they won against Vegas last year. If the Jets can just have a consistent level of play, they do take the series. But I'd say Avs McKinnon goes crazy in game one and gives the Avs the edge on the series. So 1-0 Avs after this series. I would say I think this one's going to be a low scoring game. I think both goalies are going to have a battle. I'd say 2-1 or 3-2 at most. And then we have the Preds and the Canucks. And honestly, I wouldn't even call the Canucks losing to the Preds a choke at all. Like, not at all. This is the last game that we're previewing. But it wouldn't even be like it wouldn't be a choke at all. The Predators have looked super solid after that U2 concert got canceled. They went 15-0-2 in 17 games. So a 17-game point streak because of a concert getting canceled. That like if your team's gonna go to a theme park and if they're playing a bad game, cancel it, and now you're just gonna get a 17-game point streak. They went absolutely berserk, coming back 4-1 against the Vegas Golden Knights. They went berserk. Like, they went crazy. But the Canucks have been a complete team. Thatcher Demko has stolen a lot of games with some crazy saves. It's going to be a hard fought one, though. So don't even take, like, the Canucks facing the first wild card as, like, a teller that the Canucks are going to win this series. It's not. This Canucks team has not. This Canucks like this group has not really played playoff hockey a lot. So it's going to be a hard like time for this crew to adjust to playoff hockey. Nashville made the playoffs two years ago and 3 years ago, so their crew knows what playoff hockey is. So I'd expect a full on series here. I would expect the Canucks to make a possible comeback. I think Nashville could maybe go up 2-0 or like 3-1 in this series. The Canucks might rally back to force a game 7 as they would adjust. So I think Nashville is going to take the first few games. So Nashville's going to take the first 2. The Canucks are going to take game 3. Nashville's going to take game 4. The Canucks are going to rally back to force a game 7, 3-3. But then I do see Nashville taking it. The Canucks crew is new to playoff hockey, but if they can adjust to it, That would be good for them. But see, the first 4 games, it's going to be harder for this Canucks team to adjust to playoff hockey. Or maybe it might only be like the first 2. But if the Canucks team can adjust to playoff hockey in like the first 1 or 2 games, I do see them as the winner. But if it takes them more than 2, I do see Nashville taking the series. So it depends. How fast can this Canucks team adjust to playoff hockey? I guess Nashville didn't make it last year, but their crew, it is mostly still the same as 2 years ago and 3 years ago. Then you got Roman Josi, who's been absolutely dominating the scene. And then you got Quinn Hughes. So it's going to be a defensive battle. UC Saros, he's been looking nice in between the pipes. And then you got Thatcher Demko. So a goalie battle, a defensive battle. And then you got Philip Forsberg and JT Miller, or Philip Forsberg, Brock Besser. It's going to be one hard battle between these 2 teams. Super excited to see where these 2 matches end up. Man, it's been fun though, these 2 days in a row. Well, not really 2 days in a row, because I recorded the episode of the podcast earlier today. And then I'm just previewing like these 2 games. Well, these 4 games, and then the 2 games that we had today. Yeah, it has been fun though so far. Already recording these episodes. So it is mainly going to be a daily podcast though. Remember that. And not a lot of streams will come because of it. It's going to be a lot more videos and stuff. I might do like a Fortnite stream, maybe someday this week, like upcoming week. But yeah, it's been fun. These games, they're going to be hard. They're going to be a hard fought battle. I might record one tomorrow. I might record one tomorrow to preview the Monday's games, because I'm going to miss Monday's games and Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I might preview them. I most likely won't though. But I'll see what I'll do. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode. It wasn't like half an hour, it's about like 22 minutes, I believe, from the time I started recording, I think. But yeah, it was fun, and yeah, I'll see you next time for the next episode of this Stanley Cup podcast. The Stanley Cup show. Yeah, have a great rest of your day, and peace out.